Hello, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Rudi and thank you so much for being here. Today, I thought it would be fun to talk about and use some of the new PR I've gotten recently. So everything that we go over today is something that was sent to me by the brand. And this is all stuff that's like launched and has been kind of like hyped up before the Sephora sale. And a lot of this also is not available at Sephora. It's kind of a random assortment. We have, this literally got to my door today. And I know that people are very curious about these e.l.f. Halo Glow Beauty Wands. So we're gonna talk about those. We have the new lipsticks from NARS. I have the entire shade range here that are like these glossy lipsticks. And then I literally got these today. Didn't even know they existed. These are the Voyeur eyeshadow sticks from Hourglass, and I love the color selection on these sticks, so I definitely want to try that. And we will round it out with the new Fenty Beauty mascara. This is the Hella Thick mascara, and it is a natural bristle wand, which is my vibe. So if you're interested in learning a little bit about some of these random new launches, you want to see them on, you have questions about a specific product, keep on watching. We will cover all of that, and I hope you subscribe. So I am going to a little concert with my friends after this. One of my favorite artists is doing a signing at the record store near my house. His name is Rustin Kelly. He's amazing. And so I want to look really cute because I want him to think I'm cute and run away with me and be with me. Obviously, like, why else would I be going? So I'm hopeful that this is good stuff, but who knows? In terms of coverage, there is nothing new. I have nothing new to share at the moment because I don't have my Sephora order yet for the sale, which I know like a lot of people were wanting me to buy stuff for the sale before the sale because they want to know if they should buy it for the sale, but I'm still a person, and like if I can get 20% off an order, I'm gonna go ahead and be doing that. You know what I mean? Like I would rather wait and get 20% off my giant ass order, which is like up to $500 at this point, then buy it now. So I'm almost there. Like it's the 7th. I think I can wait one more week, right? But I am going tomorrow or Sunday to the mall because I just want to, one, get a pedicure before Coachella because my toes are needing it. And it's right next to the mall, so I'm gonna pop in and see if I can swatch a few things in Sephora before deciding what I want from the sale. By the way, I'm using the Summer Fridays skin tint, which is my absolute favorite. But if you have a chance to go into a Sephora and like swatch things and play with things before the sale happens, I recommend it just because then you can get a feel for if you would actually want to spend that much money on something, especially the perfumes. Like if you can go in and spray the perfume and walk around the mall and like by the end of the day that you're still there, if you still like it, then you know you can pick it up for the sale. So I'm probably gonna do that, especially I want to smell the perfumes and I want to test the like consistency of the Born This Way skin tint, because since posting my wish list video, a lot of you guys have told me that you don't like it, the ones of you who have bought it already, and obviously I don't like that. So we shall see. I'm going to use the Flower Beauty Get Real Serum Concealer. This has been a favorite of mine for a little while, and it adds a nice bit of coverage to the skin, and I just am feeling like my allergies have been so insane lately, and I feel like I'm not the only one, and so I need a little more coverage, and I want my future lover to think I look good. Don't worry, my husband also has a crush on this man, so it's fine. This guy is also Casey Musgrave's ex-husband, and I do have multiple tattoos for her, so that could be a little awkward. This concealer is really nice and it just sits really well on the skin, and if you wanted to thin it out and have it be a little bit less coverage, you can use a sponge. But I have just not been on my sponge game recently. I have been on my brush game because, I don't know, I just like the way I can manipulate color and like the texture of a product with a brush. So I'm on my brush game at the moment, and this one is really good. And it's really adding a lot of brightness to my under eyes, which I love. And mama needs well, I'm gonna be needing that. I decided to skip a hydrating primer today because I did my skincare not that long ago. So I'm not gonna set this because it looks already kind of semi-matte on the face, and I just don't feel like I need to. My nose looks a little red though. So we're gonna just go right in with the contour and bronzing steps. We are gonna do both today, I guess, because I have two to talk about. And the first one is a member of the e.l.f. Halo Glow Beauty Wands. I have the PR package here. They sent me a lot of the shades from fair, light, medium, medium tan, contour, and then I think all the blush shades except for one, and then all of the highlighters. So I'm gonna use the ones that I think work best for my skin tone, but I do have swatches of them that I can pop in so you can see a little bit of what all of the shades look like. So I am using the color light medium for my contour because the medium tan is a little bit too dark, and I want to use a new bronzer as well. So I'm just gonna use a light, very light amount. And I think they recommend that you use like one of their brushes. So I'm gonna use this one. This is the Putty Primer Applicator brush, but I think this will work just as well. These have a really nice creamy texture to them. And the wand itself is a little bit easier to use than like the Charlotte Tilbury wand. These are also much less expensive. These are clocking in at $9 each, and they have 0.33 fluid ounces of product in them. One thing I will say is there's no way to stop the topper, like it's always on, whereas with the Charlotte Tilbury ones you can like twist it and it will stop releasing product, but honestly that gets so messy anyways. Like that one gets messy. I'm sure this one will get messy, but I like the size because it's a little bit easier to travel with. Like I could see these being great in a travel bag, just on the go, doot, doot, doot. And I did ask on my Instagram if people were still interested in the wands, and a lot of people said that they were excited about this launch specifically because they never got the wands from Charlotte because it was just too expensive. So I'm hopeful that these will be good, but we shall see. Everything pulls warm on me. Like if I wanted to get a true contour, I would have to basically use a gray shade, which is kind of why I like the Charlotte shade, because it's actually pulls a little bit gray. I don't know why everything pulls warm on me. I have a really warm skin tone. I have like an olive green skin tone, and I'm dotting this around just like I would my Charlotte wand. But the Charlotte wand, it comes in I think only 2 or 3 shades, so I like that this has more of a wide range for sure. And I did notice that it was a little bit, like the tan medium shade was also very warm, in which case you could use these as a bronzer if you wanted to. When I'm doing the chin, I always just do a line. I never do dots just because I'm like, what's the point? I really don't do dots very often if I'm being honest, but for the sake of this video, because I know people are gonna want to see how the dots look, I'll do it. And then I'm just gonna do some like little lines down the nose. I haven't squeezed this yet. Like this is still the like color from the first time I squeezed it. Takes you pretty far. I'm also just generally not really a contouring type of person. I usually just use a bronzer, which is why I don't talk about my contour wand very much, but this one seems to be working pretty well. It worked well with their Putty applicator brush if you wanted to try that. The directions just say squeeze wand gently, then glide along cheekbones, temple, and jawline. So I like it, I think. The shade, again, it pulled quite warm on me, but it definitely gave me a little bit of a snatched nose here. I'm kind of like messy in the way that I like to blend things out. But so far, I thought the application itself was really easy, and it doesn't pull like shimmery at all. It doesn't pull like that, which I can appreciate. I was going to use the Tower 28 purple blush in this video, but I realized in my last video I was wearing this blush, so if you want to see what that looks like on me, I also have a short on this. You can check that out. This is their Party Hour blush, and it is a limited edition shade that they have going for their birthday week. I'm not sure how long this is going to be available for, but if you are a purple blush lover, I really think you would like this. I liked it. I didn't think I would. We are going to next test out something from Thrive Causemetics that I thought was interesting. This is the Thrive Causemetics Triple Threat Color Stick. They have a lot of different shades in blush and highlighter, I think, of these. They're basically like nude sticks ones. Like they're pretty much identical. They have the little brush. It's like the exact same brush. Packaging feels incredibly similar. And you can also take the brush off just like the nude sticks one. The reason that I thought that this was interesting was that on the packaging it said there were semi-permanent pigments in this product that help with longevity. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. Like, I've never heard that before. So this is the shade Anita. And I was like curious about that. And I was like, why aren't they kind of marketing that more? Semi-permanent pigments. What are you guys putting in here to make it semi-permanent? Is it like a DHA, like a tanner, or what is it? But I don't think it's either of those things. I think it's just like about longer wear, but then it comes off on the end of the day when you go in to remove your makeup. But I'm kind of overdoing it with my bronzer right now because I had the contour on, so I don't want to use that much of this. But I was just curious about the formula itself as well, because I haven't tried a lot from Thrive before besides their mascara, which I like, but it's not like my favorite tubing mascara of all time. So that color's nice. It honestly blended very well with the contour shade, and this was the closest shade that I could find to my skin tone that I felt like would work. And I used the Sigma F53 Air, which is one of my favorite brushes for cream bronzer. I'm looking a little too bronzed, but that's okay. That's okay, because it will start to fade and I will still be looking like an absolute gorgeous queen when I see my guy strumming on his guitar. Okay, now that we have gone through that, let's step back and talk about the blushes. I have 3 blush shades here. I have Berry Radiant, Candlelit, and Rosé You Slay. And they all look semi like that they would work on my skin tone, but this Candlelit shade is too light. It almost comes off as a highlighter, and the Berry shade is very pigmented. So I'm gonna go in with this one, which is Rosé You Slay, because I don't want really, really rosy cheeks right now. That is so highlighty. I'm kind of afraid. I'm not gonna lie to you. I am kind of afraid. There's so much glitter in this. And this is the Berry one. See, like that jump? Well, now I have to do the other one, don't I? Yeah, this one's basically like a peachy highlighter on me. I'm actually curious. Let's swatch the Charlotte ones next to it and see if this is like Peachgasm. All right, here's my comparisons. That is Peachgasm from Charlotte Tilbury, and that is Candlelit from e.l.f. That is Pinkgasm from Charlotte Tilbury, and that is Berry and Rosé You Slay from e.l.f. So similar, but not exactly the same. I don't know, you guys. I'm scared. Whatever, if it's bad, then I will jump out the window. It's fine. Let's do like 1 pop of the Berry and 1 pop of the Rosé. How about that? Okay, here we go. I'm gonna squeeze a little bit out of these. So I'm gonna do 1 pop of the Berry and then 1 pop of the Rosé. I feel like these are not gonna blend very well. I just have a feeling. I never get good blends with these frickin' wands. I'll be honest with you. Like, they're so liquidy that you kind of have to like do that. Like, you gotta really get in there with your brush. You can't just like lightly blend. It's actually pretty. That's pretty. Okay, so I like that combination. Let's try that again. We'll do Rosé and Berry up here, just to get more of that like in-betweenish mauve-y shade rather than just like having either a deep or a light shade. But this is definitely going to disrupt that makeup underneath. You gotta be kind of strong-handed to get it to blend out, which like that's just the case with a lot of liquid blushes, but I feel like that's enough for now. And I think I like it. Let's give it an up-close look. It's got a very sheeny finish, but it's not as intense as when you just swatch it directly on your hand. But I don't know if you can see that this is like all glitter on my hand at this point, which that's just part of wearing these kind of products. It looks not as intense on the face, which I can appreciate because I was a little bit worried about that. But it is pretty. It is pretty, and I did like mixing these two. And I think if you have a lighter skin tone, you could mix the Rosé You Slay and the Candlelit together, and that would be really pretty too. So far so good. Let us use the highlighter next. This is the shade Champagne Campaign. And the other 2 shades, these are the 3 shades together. There is Champagne Campaign, which is the one I'm gonna use, Rose Quartz, and Liquid Gold. This one is too gold for me. This one is too pink for me. This one's very light. I am probably gonna use my fingers for this one, honestly. I think this is probably the dupe for the Spotlight shade. Look at all these wands. God, Jesus. I'm about to show you all these wands, and you're gonna be like, what? Look at all these wands I have, you guys, that are not the e.l.f. one. That's insane. Should we swatch them all and just see if they all look the same? My favorite one that I've tried is honestly the Glow Tape from Tarte. Like, I think the color is really nice. This is ridiculous. How many people have come out with freaking wands? All because of Charlotte. The Flower Beauty one is also very nice. I mean, this is silly. This is silly. Okay, are you ready for this? Look at this. Elf, Tarte, Charlotte, Flower, Beauty Pie. And it's basically the exact same thing. And look at them. They're all in a wand. And that's not including the NYX one that I have as well. I mean, goodness gracious. Why do I have so many of that? It's the same color. So needless to say, the e.l.f. is a very close dupe. This, again, is the shade Champagne Campaign. I'm gonna use just little dots and then blend it in with my fingers because I find that that's what works best for me with the Spotlight shade from Charlotte, because you don't wanna get too crazy. The wands are always very pigmented, and you can easily get like the stripe if you're not careful with it. So I think just using your fingers kind of gives it that like warmth that helps blend it in and sheer it out a little bit. So you're not going overboard. Unless you want to go overboard, then absolutely do your thing, chicken wing. Gonna put a little on the nose here. And again, like, I'm not really squeezing at all. This is like what is left over on the product. And then I am gonna squeeze just a little bit because it's about to dry out, and put some in the inner corner here to give that a very nice lit from within look. And that is something easy you can do with these to just brighten up the inner corner of your eye without using any eyeshadow. I do like that these caps twist on though, so like you're not gonna have that fall off in the middle of the day and like get all over your bag. So here's what that looks like. Very pretty, I like it. Yeah, I think it might be even easier than the Charlotte one. And I like that the shade has a little bit more of a gold pull than the Charlotte one, which pulls a little bit more white. You know, it has more of an opaque white undertone. So that is super pretty. I was honestly not excited about the wands from e.l.f. because as you saw, I have so many wands. It just felt silly. But I'm glad that I tried them because they turned out really pretty, and I'm happy to test those things for you guys if you don't have other wands and you've been interested. I think that that is a good dollar spent. I will put in the description or in the comments how it wore throughout the day so that we can make sure it's actually worth your coin. But so far, I think it looks very pretty, and e.l.f. is on their dupe game this year. Okay, getting into some eyeshadows. These are literally brand new from Hourglass. I'm not even sure I've seen these anywhere. And these are the Voyeur eyeshadow sticks. It says 1 second eyeshadow application, vibrant color, sleek metallic finish. Apply directly to lids and blend. Available exclusively at Hourglass, and then available on Sephora at the end of April, 4/21. So that's like right in the middle of the Sephora sale. Vegan and cruelty free. This is the shade range here. It's got like some really nice purples, a green that's more of like a khaki color. So let's swatch them and then we'll decide, because I don't want to go too crazy with my eyeshadow, but I do want to do something because I want to try these, but I'm just going to a record store. I'm not going to like the Eras tour, you know? So these feel like cream to powder formula. They're very dry, not in a bad way, just in like an observation. They're dry and they have a powdery finish and they are all metallic. I'm curious about the wear time because of that. I kind of want to try the khaki green shade. I could see these drying out so fast. Like I could see them sitting in your vanity and just turning into little sticks of little dried eyeshadows. I'm gonna be H with ya. There are the shades. They're pretty. They're very Hourglass shades, you know, classic neutrals. I think I'm gonna put a little bit of this khaki. I don't usually wear khaki. I've also been using this recently. This is the One Size Go Off Makeup Dissolving Mist. I cannot stand the smell of this on my face because it's just like an oil that you spray. And so I've been using it to get my swatches off, and it works super well. A lot of people like putting that on and then getting in the shower and having their makeup melt off, but the scent is very strong and I just feel like it's irritating my skin. So I like it for that reason, to get my swatches off. I'm going to use, I think, like a denser brush. This is the BK Angie Hot and Flashy A501. It's just kind of like a domed brush, and I'm gonna put this a little bit on the lash line and see how it blends out. This is in the shade Aurora, which is described as an olive green. I have olive green eyes, So I don't want to put too much on here because sometimes I think if you wear the same color as your eyes, it like takes away from them. I don't know. But that went on super easily. I barely put anything on because I kind of want it to be more sheer. And then I'm gonna like just wing it out a little bit. Seems to be blending well. I'm really not putting on very much, so I'm sorry this isn't like the best test, but it's very easy to use. I think you could also use your fingers and get a really good blend with these. I just think they're a little dry, and I just wonder how long they'll last sitting in a drawer, because you know sometimes these pencils just turn into little crust sticks. I think that's pretty. I don't know if you guys can really see it. I'm gonna put a little bit more in the center. I'm gonna use my finger and see if I can like just lightly, oh yeah. So it definitely has a little bit of a shimmer, but I think if you blend it out with a brush, the shimmer kind of disperses a little bit. And then when you use your finger, it like keeps a little bit more of that sheen. And you can always use the lighter shades on your Cupid's bow or on as like a highlight, a pinpointed highlight. I also really liked this brown shade, Equinox. And I think I'm gonna put a little bit of this here in the crease and just see if I can get like a two-toned warm look out of this thing. See how it doesn't come off very pigmented? I don't think these would be great for deep skin tones, because like if they're not coming off very pigmented on me, like they ain't gonna work on you, you know? Which is unfortunate, but there may be some shades that might, but like that's a pretty light eyeshadow look for me going directly in with this product, which I like that. I mean, I like that look. I prefer a look that's like lightweight and looks already kind of blended out, but they're not like intense shadow sticks by any means. Like there are some shadow sticks out there that will give you this sort of look and have more pigment to them. Automatically, I'm thinking of the About Face shadow sticks. I have the Bobbi Brown shadow sticks, and then the new Victoria Beckham shadow sticks also give you a little bit more pigment to the eyes, and they have some really cool colors. Like look at this freaky yellow. I think this is so cool. They also have like a really nice purple. That's like a matte yellow. There's some taupey colors in the Victoria Beckham one, and then there's also this really punchy periwinkle, like a pinky periwinkle. Isn't that pretty too? Don't know where I'd wear that, but I thought it was cool. So these colors are definitely more wearable than your average eyeshadow. I don't know if they're worth whatever Hourglass is gonna charge for them, because you know it's gonna be very expensive. If you like a super lightweight eyeshadow, maybe, but I need some time to decide because that basically did nothing. All right, moving on, let's test out the new Fenty mascara. This is the first time I've been excited about a mascara in a long time, because a lot of people have been coming out with synthetic wands, and this is a natural bristle wand, which is my kind of vibe. This is like a volumizing, thickening mascara, and my lash lift is completely gone at this point, so I am going to curl my lashes, and this is the Japanesque lash curler. I really like it. It's super easy to use. And I'm just going to put the mascara on after I curl each side so that it really keeps that curl. I know Kevin tried this formula and he really liked it, so I am very hopeful. My lashes are getting so long from using the Olaplex lash serum. I'm working with them on that campaign, and I had originally just signed up for like a 4-week one, and my lashes are doing so well with it. Like look at that they signed me on to do videos for 8 weeks and 12 weeks too. So we're gonna see just how crazy that freaking lash serum can make my lashes. But this mascara definitely did something. It's very volumizing and not quite as separating as I would typically go for an everyday mascara, but I think this would be like a great like event mascara, like a wedding mascara, because it really does add quite a bit of volume in there. It's super pretty. And honestly, I think the formula was really nice. It wasn't too thin, which is a problem I tend to have with mascaras straight out of the tube, is like they end up being so thin that they get everywhere and they're watery and runny. So I'm glad that that's not the case. I also love the packaging. It's like so ergonomic and cute. I will say it is slightly runny. It is slightly watery, like it's kind of flicking and getting places, but that's kind of to be expected with a brand new mascara. The first time you use it, it'll probably thicken up eventually. And when that happens and you get like flicks and flacks around, all you have to do is let it dry and then you can flick it off with like a brush. I want to flick it off, but I'm gonna wait until it dries. Oh my gosh. I spilled coffee on my titty twice. I spilled coffee on my titty twice. Finally pick out a cute little like denim on denim outfit, spill coffee on my titty, of course. All right, I'm gonna do my brows really quickly. I'm just using a NYX brow glue. I have nothing new to share in that area. And then we will finish off with the lips. We have a few different lips to talk about. All right, we back. I added a little bit of powder under my eyes as well, just because this is not a tubing mascara. And I wanna make sure that it doesn't flake or budge or smudge, and I was looking a little shiny from this blush. So for lips, I think I want to try the new NARS lipsticks because I have an entire video on the Rare Beauty lip oils. They're lip stain. I have an entire review on these. So if you want to watch me put these on and swatch every single shade, I recommend you go check that out. But these, I mean, I have literally every single one. NARS sent me, oh my gosh, every single one of these. And these are the new, like, lipsticks that are Afterglow Sensual Shine lipsticks. And these are shiny lipsticks. So I'm gonna swatch them on my arm and then we will pick which shade to wear. Ooh, these are pigmenty. These are very pigmented. Okay, back in a jiffy.
A few moments later.
Here are the swatches. These are really pretty. They're very, like, the shades are very unique in a sense. I really like this one down here. This one is in the shade Turned On. Of course, they're all slutty in some way. This one's way too light for me. And a lot of them are very, very vibrant and pigmented, which I think is good because it will work on a good range of skin tones. This one is Orgasm. It has glitter in it. It's like the only one that has shimmer in it. But I'm really curious about this one and these two in the middle here. All right, let's try Turned On and see how it goes. I don't know. I feel like it's going to be dark. But it's okay, because we're just trying. We're just trying stuff. You guys said you wanted longer videos. Well, sweetie, you're getting them. That is very pretty. It's too pigmented for the look I'm going for today, but that's okay, because I just wanted to try it on and see how they looked. That's a super pretty color. Like, this, like, sort of brownish shade. The only problem that I feel is that these are really thin, and they're not very hydrating. They feel very slippery on the lips, whereas when I go for a juicy style lip color like this, I tend to like ones that have a bit more of a oomph to them, that kind of stick to the lips, add some hydration also to the lips. I don't think that's really what this is. I think this is just a shiny lipstick without really the nourishment of like a lip balm, where I think there is a way for you to have both, especially even at the drugstore. Like these ones from Wet n Wild, I like them more than I like this in terms of the feel. However, I think this color is very, very pretty. I like that a lot. And while we're here, you know, why don't we just put on my little freckle pen? We had our call last night with the product testers and it just went so well. And I got so much feedback, stuff that we're gonna work on, but also that people really like it and they find it to be really innovative. This is actually an older sample. The color is darker now than this one because we wanted it to work for more skin tones. We had a lot of different types of people try it. People who wear freckles all the time, people who never wear freckles, like all different types of people, to make sure that it's easy for anyone to just pick up and try and use it. So I'm really excited. And I really hope that you will grab it when it is available this summer. Okay, so final thoughts on some of this new stuff. Kind of everything is opposite of what I thought. I'm really impressed with the e.l.f. wands. I didn't think I was gonna like them, and I feel like they turned out really well, at least on top of the colors that the skin products that I use today. I think they're very user-friendly, but also there is a little bit of a learning curve with that sort of formula, so just keep that in mind. I really liked the mascara from Fenty. I'm curious to see how it will wear, but so far it looks really nice, super like voluminous and in your face, which I can appreciate a mascara like that. And then the two things that I'm kind of like about are the Hourglass eyeshadows and the NARS lipsticks. I really like the color selection on both of them, but they're just not giving what they could be giving for the price. Where I feel like the drugstore these days is coming out with stuff that is just unbeatable. That you could easily compare these two and get the same or better results. So I'm really just comparing everything to some of the best regardless of the price point. So that is my spiel today. I think the look turned out really cute. I still feel very cute and sweet, and I like the way the eyeshadow turned out. I just don't know if it's gonna be worth as much as an Hourglass product is usually worth. Now I need to go and clean the coffee off my titties. And I will see you guys in the next video really soon. I'll probably be at Coachella by the time this goes up, which is crazy. Wish me luck. I hope I'm surviving and doing okay. So I'll be sharing shorts along the way while I'm there also to talk about the outfits I'm wearing and what I'm getting into and all that fun with Neutrogena. So I will see you guys in the next video really soon. Love you.